Have you ever found yourself at the piano pouring your heart into your music only to be overwhelmed with sorrow and aching to be acknowledged by that one particular person, only to be ignored over and over again, day after day? Or worse than ignored and neglected, maybe you've been actively insulted, diminished, or discouraged by this person. It's a deep ache that leaves you discouraged and questioning your passion for piano. But piano doesn't always have to feel that painful. There is a path to reclaiming your joy and love for your instrument. And that path begins with one key idea. Piano is for you. Let me explain. Welcome to this piano series for survivors. My goal with this series is to equip you with thoughts, ideas, and stories that will guide you through your healing journey with piano. It's designed to help you target your toxic mindsets and insecurities and pull them apart, tear them down. These insecurities hold us back from being our true selves and pursuing what you really want in piano. Then, with that toxic waste out of the way, I hope to inspire and encourage your personal growth. This is important because too many souls have let their passion for piano be dimmed by negativity and neglect projected onto them by others. I am not a psychologist or a therapist, but I have experience walking through healing myself and walking with my students, with survivors, as they were healing. I'll be passing on to you the tools that I used to heal and that I've offered to other survivors among my piano students that helped them heal. Now, back to topic. I remember feeling this way, this sorrow and aching need, as a little girl when I was playing piano. I desperately needed acknowledgement from a certain person, but it never came. I was continually met with silence and treated like I hardly existed, day after day, for over a year. And it became so painful to practice that eventually I remember sitting there on the verge of crying, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't practice with this much pain. So, and I don't have the choice not to practice because I was a little girl and my mama wanted me to practice piano, and so I was going to be practicing piano. So I weighed my situation and I thought, I have to practice, but I can't do it with this much pain. And it occurred to me that if this person that I so desperately wanted validation from, if this person wasn't going to validate me, if they hadn't done it for over a year, maybe they never would. So when I realized that, I could breathe. And I could start to let it go. If I've never gotten what I need from this person, maybe they'll never give it to me. So I can't keep holding on to that hope that one day they will. Because what if they never do? And then every time that I practice piano, I'm going to be sitting here on the verge of crying. So it took me a bit to figure that out. But eventually I realized, okay, I'm not playing for them. I'm not playing for their approval, for their affection, for their validation, nothing. I'm going to play for my mama because she wants me in piano. I'm going to play for me because it's kind of fun. And I'm going to play for God because He's given me this extraordinary opportunity to learn a really valuable, precious skill, which is how to play music. Now, don't get me wrong, that neglect still stung for a few weeks. But eventually, when the sting faded, I was free. it helped that my mom had some wisdom and she decided to have me practice when this person wasn't around anymore, which was very good for me. Maybe it would have been harder to work through if I'd been playing around this person for another year, but I think I would have got there eventually. Now let me tell you another story, not my stories, a story about my students. So years later, I encountered a similar situation with one of my adult students. She was in a really toxic situation and was being regularly, consistently discouraged, mocked, and neglected. Now, she didn't know it at the time. She just knew that after a while she didn't want to practice anymore, and she couldn't put her finger on it. So she came and she was like, I'm going to quit piano for a bit. And I said, well, you really love piano, so that doesn't make sense, but if you feel like you need a break, let's take a break. So then a couple years later, when she was out of this toxic situation and she was starting to grapple with her healing now, she picked up piano again. And this time, she picked it up for herself, not for anybody else. She had learned a valuable lesson, which is piano is for you. It's your time to express yourself and to find joy and enjoyment and peace. To invest into yourself, your skills, and your competence, regardless of external validation. This lesson is critically important for survivors. Did you know no one owes you encouragement? If you're not receiving encouragement from someone, stop expecting it. They don't owe it to you, and they've made it clear that they're not going to give it to you. Stop seeking validation from someone who has shown that they're not willing to validate you. Instead, you encourage yourself. Acknowledge your own victories and celebrate your own goals. Practice piano for your own satisfaction and fulfillment. The real beauty of piano is in your personal growth, your journey, your self-discovery. So, embrace your practice, play for yourself, and let piano be an exploration of who you are, your unique inner person. Here are some things that you can think about, questions you can answer to help you reconnect with yourself. 1, remember why you fell in love with piano in the first place. What is it that you love about piano? 2, how does it make you feel? Especially when you practice in the absence of that negative individual. Reconnect with your joy and passion. 3, celebrate every goal that you achieve. Celebrate every small thing that you accomplish, no matter how trivial it seems. Like you worked really, really hard on this tiny section and now it's good. Celebrate that. 4, set the goals that matter to you and pick songs that you enjoy, even if your goals don't matter to anyone else and nobody else enjoys those songs, but you do. Choose that. And when you succeed, celebrate. Even if nobody celebrates with you, you celebrate yourself. 5, choose songs that speak to you, that stir your emotion and imagination, songs that you enjoy. Now I'm going to encourage you to write the answers of these questions down. For a long time to me, journaling seemed overrated. And it's a common piece of advice. It almost sounds cliche, but it actually does help. I find that when I write things down, I process them more thoroughly. They become more a part of me. They're easier to remember. And the cool thing is that what you say, your brain believes more than what anybody else says. So when you write, how much more? Because you're putting it down legibly in permanent print. It's strange, but it's true. Here are a couple other questions. What are your favorite songs? What do you enjoy playing the most? Do you find you often play music by the same composer? What little thing did you succeed at in piano lately? Now, maybe you're beyond this step already. Maybe you already know yourself. Maybe you're really in touch with yourself, your emotions, your goals. Maybe this isn't what you're struggling with. Maybe for you, your life has collapsed recently and you're struggling to get back on your feet. Like, you know who you are, but you've left the toxic relationship, or you've had a giant crisis, or you've had a move and you can't seem to get yourself together. If that's you, I'll have a video about that next week. I'll be posting it on Saturday, and once it's up, I'll link in the iCards and in the description. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you do take the time to answer these questions for yourself and get to know yourself better. Your journey with piano is ultimately about your individuation and freedom. If you like the video, please like it. If you know anyone else who needs to hear this, please share it with them. If you would like to tell me how your healing journey is going, leave a comment. And if you would like more, subscribe.